What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, check this out. So one of the things that I've always said about this chick, Brie Larson, and her little foray into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? Her little escapade in the MCU. One of the things that I've always said is this thing cannot have been good for her career at all. All right, I understand the money part, all right? The money is great. But think about this for a moment. This chick is part of the MCU, the biggest film series of all time. And she is, without a doubt, the most hated part of that thing, all right? The most hated piece of the MCU right now is right there. Brie Larson, Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers. Nobody likes this chick. I mean, a few people do, but you get what I'm saying, right? I don't think there's any actor or actress working in the MCU that is as hated as Brie Larson. Maybe Mark Ruffalo is a close second, but I mean, he's second. You know, she's definitely number one. And you think about how her character came in, it kind of had this manufactured nature to it. Like, we're trying to get this thing hyped up, but nobody's really buying it. You know, we see that coming to full fruition with the Marvels. And that's the other thing, right? Like, the way they took her character and said, well, instead of calling it Captain Marvel 2, we're going to call it the Marvels. And we're going to pair you up with a couple of other chicks. So we're going to make it like a girl boss movie instead of a Carol Danvers movie. She got to feel like insulted from that piece. And then on top of all of that, that movie becomes the worst performing movie in Marvel Cinematic Universe history. She can't be happy, man. You are the headliner of the biggest box office bomb in the Marvel Cinematic Universe history. How you feel about that, Carol? How you feeling about that? You can't be feeling good about that. Yeah, so Brie Larson, she's going to have some blunt responses when it comes to them asking her about this thing right now. And you can see this is on comicbookmovie.com. The Marvel star Brie Larson shares a blunt response when asked about her future as Captain Marvel. Look, she's tapped out. I think she is done. I think she is over this shit. All right. She's like, look, that's it. I'm out. All right. I'm tired of all of these damn comic book fans talking shit online. All right. Let me get up out of here. Let me go back to this avant-garde movie making that I was doing or whatever. You know, I'm going to be doing some period pieces. Don't talk to me about anything genre related when it comes to Marvel, comic books, sci-fi, action, adventure. No. All right. Anybody asking them questions, man, she gonna be done with that. Yeah, let's go ahead and check this little interview piece out real quick. So it says, the Marvel star Brie Larson was recently asked about her future in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and her response, well, it left fans wondering if Captain Marvel will soon be behind her. Check it out. Yeah, I think she's outro. With a so-so 62% on Rotten Tomatoes and a mere $206 million at the worldwide box office. That is pathetic, man. For a Marvel Cinematic Universe film, pathetic. The Marvels failed to live up to expectations last November and is now Marvel Studios' lowest grossing movie. Still hard to say where it all went wrong. Gee, I wonder where it all went wrong. I wonder if the girl boss nonsense that they tried to shove down our throats, I wonder if that has something to do with it. You know, well, Captain Marvel grossed over $1 billion in 2019. Both Miss Marvel and Photon had taken center stage in two critically acclaimed Disney Plus TV shows. Yeah, two characters that nobody knew a damn thing about and nobody cared about. You know, paired up with the chick, Brie Larson's Captain Marvel, that absolutely nobody was checking for. You know, the only reason this thing made $1 billion in 2019 is because it was the prelude to Endgame. That's it. That's all. Everybody sees that, and it's pretty damn obvious now. Nobody cared about this character when you look at that $206 million box office run. You know, nobody cared about this character. So I don't know what comic book movie is talking about. Hard to say where it all went wrong. Yeah, all right, Josh Wilden. All right, bro. A Carol Danvers actress, Brie Larson, has spent years fending off sexist trolls online and seems to have grown disillusioned with her place in the MCU. Last year, comments of the Oscar winner wondering whether anyone wanted her back as Captain Marvel quickly went viral. Yeah, it's about Brie, you know. Brie Larson, it's not really about Carol Danvers. It's about Brie Larson. She has stepped in it a couple of times when it comes to interviews, when it comes to statements that she made, and then she kind of gets, oh, well, does anyone really want me back? You know, with that kind of flippant attitude. And that's the kind of stuff that people don't like, you know, say, hey, you know, I would love to come back, you know, be humble sometimes, you know, not flippant, not funny, just humble. Hey, you know, I'd love to come back one day as Carol Danvers. Hopefully they'll have me back. That's how she should have answered this particular question, but she didn't answer it that way. Appearing at the SAG Awards over the weekend, Larson was asked what she can say about her Marvel future, and her response was quick and to the point. I don't have anything to say about that, she states at the end of the video below. Yeah, let's check that out. All right, so here's the interview video right here. Brie Larson's talking to these reporters. And shout out to Brie for the ab work, man. She's been putting in the work, showing it off. Good job, Brie. But yeah, this reporter, now I wanted to start the interview part here. It's a little bit before she makes the statement, but I want you guys to hear the context in which she's making this response, because the reporter asks her a question about Barbra Streisand being nervous and not wanting to perform on stage and out in front of people anymore. And she's asking Brie, does she ever get nervous like that and what that experience is like? Listen to Brie's answer.
Do you ever get nervous?
Oh, of course I get nervous. I get nervous all the time. It depends on what it is. For the most part, I feel like the nerves are a way of just like understanding what you care about and what's true. But then, of course, there are times when nervousness means that you're just sort of like, this is not the right thing for me.
All right, so you heard that answer. This is just not the right thing for me. Now, this reporter's getting ready to ask another question, okay? And she's going to do the follow-up question, and that question is about, you guessed it, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And it kind of you start putting two and two together, because it's like, well, you just said maybe something's not for me anymore. You get nervous, maybe this thing ain't for me. And so her next question that's going to come out of her mouth is, okay, well, what about the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Almost asking her, is this still for you? Is this something that's still for you? And then that's when we get Brie Larson's answer.
Can you tell us a little bit about Marvel and what's coming up for you, your next Marvel project?
I don't have anything to say about that.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing to say about that. Smile to the camera, cut, and that's it, okay? Yeah, so that's Brie Larson, basically, in my opinion, okay? You guys know me. I like to read between the lines. I like to try to figure out what people are thinking, what's going on in their heads. And yeah, that's a sign, in my opinion, that she's done. All right, I ain't got nothing to say about that. I ain't got nothing to talk about when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I believe she's still under contract. She still might be under contract for a couple of more films. But, I mean, Marvel is in such turmoil right now. Like, is anything going to even come out with Carol Danvers in it? Who knows? But I can tell you right now, just that question and the look in her face. All right, let's go back and look at that one more time.
Can you tell us a little bit about Marvel and what's coming up for you, your next Marvel project?
Did you see that little, Nah, we ain't talking about it, okay? That little quick shake of the head, we ain't doing this. We ain't doing this. I ain't got nothing to say about it, all right? That's basically it. Those little body clues or that little body language, okay? That body language that will give you the clues as to what this woman is really thinking. And she looks and she's staring in the face like, I ain't got nothing to say about that, all right? That's how she answered it.
I don't have anything to say about that.
And then she just looks at the camera, smiles back to the reporter. This interview is over. Nothing left to talk about. All right. So, yeah, this chick is done. All right. She is absolutely done. In my opinion, she should have been done after the first Captain Marvel movie. The character is bad. You're bad playing the character. And then you yourself are not beloved as the actress playing this character. It's just like, why would you even want to continue to be around this thing? Consider that, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, again, is the biggest, most popular cinematic franchise of all time. And you are probably the most hated person in that entire franchise. People love Robert Downey Jr., people love Scarlett Johansson, people even like Chris Evans, all kinds of other people except you and maybe Mark Ruffalo. And that's pretty much it. That's the other people that they don't like. But you guys get the point, is that nobody's really rocking with this chick like that. And a lot of it, again, is her fault, all right? Her sticking her foot in her mouth, again, 40-year-old white men and all that stuff, them comments and stuff, that stuff could have just laid down. It didn't need to be a part of her vocabulary whatsoever. But she's the one that decided to put that in the atmosphere. That's one of the things I say about, what's her name? Daisy Ridley. Daisy Ridley doesn't make those kind of mistakes, And maybe it's because she's English and she got manners or something, I don't know. But she walks a very careful line. She don't stick her foot in her mouth and do stupid stuff like, this movie wasn't made for 40-year-old white men. Yeah, that was about Wrinkle in Time, but people remember that kind of crap. People remember with the stuff that you say, 40-year-old white men. You must have a problem with 40-year-old white men. Did you know that 40-year-old white men are probably going to be the biggest demographic coming to see this movie? Did you know that, Brie Larson, before you opened your mouth? Probably not, So, yeah, I think Brie is done. I think she's done talking about Carol Danvers and Captain Marvel. I think she's done with the whole MCU. She might have a couple of more movies that she has to be a part of contractually, but she don't want to be a part of it. She's done discussing it. She's done talking about it. She don't want to be a part of it anymore. I guarantee you, one of these days, one of these interviews, somebody's going to say, hey, so what can you tell us about Carol Danvers in the upcoming? And she's just going to be like, next question. You know, she going to cut them straight off. Next question. I don't want to talk about that. Next question. It's going to get to that point, you know. Maybe people will watch this and, you know what, steer clear of any Marvel-related questions when talking to Brie Larson, because she's not going to answer them at all, you know? So we'll see what happens when it comes to this situation. But, man, it's just hilarious to see this chick slowly but surely just completely tip out of the MCU. She is done. She is absolutely done. And, you know, we've been done, all right? You finally catching up with us, Brie, because we've been done with this character and with your portrayal, all right? But you guys let us know what you think. Jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. And thanks for watching. See you next time.